In life, there will always be moments when you feel like giving up, when the struggle is too heavy, the road too long, and the results too slow. But let me ask you this. What if I told you that success is often just one step beyond your greatest challenge? So many people quit when they're close. They walk away when the breakthrough is almost there, believing the end is out of reach. But here's the truth. Victory is closer than you think. In this speech, I want to take you on a journey of persistence, resilience, and unwavering belief in yourself. I'll show you why most people give up too soon, how to push through when the going gets tough, and why your breakthrough is closer than it seems. Never give up. The victory is near. And I'm here to remind you that you have everything it takes to reach it. Let's dive in. Why most people never succeed. There's a saying that goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And while that's true, what most people fail to realize is that the journey of 1,000 miles doesn't end with just one step. It's easy to start something, but to finish? That's where the real work lies. Why is it that most people never succeed despite their efforts, hopes, and dreams? It's not because they lack potential. It's not because they aren't working hard. Most people fail because they stop too soon. Here's what happens. The excitement of starting a new venture or a new project is often overwhelming. We are driven by that initial spark, the dream, the vision of what could be. But as the journey progresses, things change. Obstacles start to emerge. Doubts creep in. The enthusiasm fades. You see, when you start something new, you're filled with energy and hope. Everything is fresh and the possibilities seem endless. But after a while, you face the inevitable truth of delayed gratification. Progress doesn't come as fast as you hoped. The results aren't immediate. And that's where most people falter. People often think success should come quickly, that things should fall into place. But it doesn't work that way. Success takes time. It takes persistence, patience, and a willingness to continue even when the results aren't immediately visible. You've heard the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, neither is success. The process is long, and it's filled with challenges. But here's the key. The people who succeed are the ones who don't stop. Why do most people give up? They think it's too hard, too late, or that they've failed once and failure means they'll fail again. But let me tell you something. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every mistake, every setback, every difficulty you face is a stepping stone to where you want to be. Take a moment to think about the most successful people in the world. Whether it's an entrepreneur, an athlete, or a public figure, do you think they just woke up one day and everything fell into place? Absolutely not. They faced obstacles, failures, and rejections just like everyone else. What made them different? They kept going. Most people quit when the road gets tough. They quit when the results don't come fast enough. But success isn't about finding the easiest path. It's about continuing down on the road when you don't feel like going any further. I want to share a story that you've likely heard before, but it's worth repeating because it's so powerful in illustrating this point. There's a story about a gold miner who was digging for gold, working tirelessly day in and day out. For weeks, months even, he dug, and day after day he found nothing. The soil seemed empty, barren. He was tired, frustrated, yet despite the lack of progress, he kept going. But eventually the work became too much. The doubts overwhelmed him, and he decided to quit. He sold his equipment and left the mine behind. But what he didn't know was that he was only 3 feet away from striking a rich vein of gold. He stopped just short of his breakthrough. The next person who came along took the tools and kept going. Just a few more steps and found the gold. How often do we do the same thing in our lives? We work hard, we put in the hours, but when we don't see immediate results, we think we're failing, so we stop. We don't realize that the breakthrough we're looking for is often just a few more steps away. The difference between success and failure is not whether or not you face difficulties, it's how you respond to them. If you stop when it gets tough, if you quit just before the breakthrough, you'll never know how close you were to victory. Success doesn't happen because it's easy. It happens because you chose to stay the course when most people would have walked away. So why do most people never succeed? They stop. They stop before they hit their goal. They quit because it's hard, because it's inconvenient, or because they can't see the finish line. But the truth is, success is closer than it seems. Now I want you to ask yourself, how many times have you been on the verge of success but stopped? How many times have you given up just before your breakthrough? This is your chance to change that, to keep going, to push through, even when you're tired, even when it seems like the road is endless, because on the other side of your persistence is success. The question isn't if you'll face challenges, the question is, will you keep going? The next part of the journey is the most crucial. But that's a topic for the next step. Stay with me. The best is yet to come. Success is closer than you think. It's easy to feel discouraged when you're working hard and not seeing the results you expected. We've all been there. You've put in the time, the effort, the energy, but the finish line seems just out of reach. You wonder, am I wasting my time? Is this ever going to pay off? But here's the thing. Success is often much closer than you think. Imagine standing in front of a locked door. You've been trying to turn the key, struggling, pushing, pulling, hoping to open it. You've been at it for what feels like forever, and all you see is a locked door. You're tired, frustrated, maybe even feeling like it's time to walk away. But the truth is, just one more turn of the key and that door could swing wide open. We all face moments like this. We're putting in the work, but we can't see the end result. But success isn't always visible at first glance. Sometimes the process is slow. It takes time. And it's often hard to see how much progress you've made when you're in the middle of the struggle. But here's something important to understand. Every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goal. Even when you don't see it, progress is happening. The greatest obstacle that holds most people back is not their ability, it's their belief. The belief that they're failing, the belief that the road is too long, the belief that success is impossible. But if you keep going, if you don't quit just before the breakthrough, you'll realize success is right around the corner. I want to tell you a story that might resonate with you. It's about the famous Thomas Edison, the man who gave the world the electric light bulb. People don't realize how many times Edison failed before he succeeded. He tried and failed over 1,000 times before he discovered the right way to create the light bulb. Can you imagine? 1,000 attempts. He could have stopped at attempt 999. He could have said, I've tried everything, it's just not meant to be, but he didn't. He kept going. He had the mindset that every failure was simply one step closer to success. When asked about his many failures, Edison said, I have not failed. I've just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work. That mindset is what made him one of the most successful inventors in history. He understood that failure wasn't the end. It was just a part of the process. And most importantly, he understood that success was closer than he thought. When you're going through the process, it can feel like you're getting nowhere. It can feel like the door is still locked and the key doesn't fit. But remember, the road may be tough, but your success is closer than you think. Success is often just beyond the point where most people give up. And that's the hard truth. You don't know how close you are to your breakthrough. It might be one more effort, one more call, one more day of persistence, and you'll find that success was right there all along. This is why you must keep going. You can't judge how close you are to success by how you feel in the moment. Don't let frustration or fatigue cloud your judgment. Your breakthrough could be just around the corner. Let me ask you this. How many times have you been close to success, but walked away too soon? How many times have you been right on the edge of greatness, but doubts made you turn back? This is the challenge we all face. Recognizing that success isn't far away, even when we can't see it. You might be struggling right now, and it may feel like everything is working against you. But understand that the obstacles you face today are the stepping stones to your success tomorrow. Don't let the challenge discourage you. Keep pushing forward. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Think of it this way. The more you face challenges, the more you are strengthening your resolve. Every difficulty, every moment of uncertainty is forging the path for your success. You are becoming the person capable of achieving your goals, even if you can't see it right now. There's an old saying, the darkest hour is just before the dawn, and it's true. When you feel like giving up, when you feel like you can't go on, that's often when you're closest to your victory. So I urge you, don't stop now. Don't let the momentary struggle define your journey. Success is closer than you think, and if you keep moving forward, you'll find yourself crossing the finish line before you know it. Remember this, the only way to fail is to quit. And as long as you keep going, you're closer to your success than you think. Let's continue down this road, step by step, knowing that with each one, we are that much closer to where we want to be. How to push through when you feel like giving up. There will be moments in your journey when you feel like giving up. Moments when the weight of struggles feels unbearable. When the path ahead seems too steep to climb. When you question whether it's worth the fight. I'm here to tell you, those moments are not signs to stop. They're signals to push through. You see, there's a universal truth about success. It never comes without a fight. It's easy to picture success as a smooth, steady ride. But the truth is, the road is full of obstacles, detours, and moments of doubt. Every successful person has faced those dark hours, those times when quitting felt like the best option. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is what they do when they feel like giving up. When you feel exhausted, when your energy is drained, and when you question why you're even doing this, remember this. The very moment you feel like quitting is often the moment you're on the brink of a breakthrough. It's easy to mistake the struggle for failure, but in reality, it's part of the process. This is the moment that defines your success. So, how do you push through when you feel like you've hit your limit? How do you find the strength to continue when every part of you is telling you to quit? Let me share a few thoughts. First, refocus your mind on your why. Why did you start in the first place? What was it that drove you to take that first step? Your why is the anchor that will keep you grounded when the storm of doubt hits. When things get tough, remember why you're doing this. Is it for your family? Is it for your own growth? Is it to make a difference in the world? Connect with that deeper purpose and let it fuel you to keep moving forward, even when it feels impossible. Secondly, take small steps. When the mountain seems too high to climb, break it down into smaller, more manageable tasks. It's not about making giant leaps. It's about making steady progress. Every small step forward, no matter how insignificant it seems, brings you closer to your goal. Remember, success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And marathons are won by those who take it one step at a time, even when they're exhausted. There will be days when all you can do is put one foot in front of the other. But that's enough. Just keep moving. Next, lean on your support system. No one succeeds in isolation. Whether it's family, friends, mentors, or colleagues, reach out to those who believe in you. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who remind you of your strength, who encourage you to keep going when the road gets tough. You don't have to do it alone. The power of community is a force to be reckoned with. Let others help you carry the load when it feels too heavy. There's an old saying that goes, when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. I encourage you to live by that. When the weight of the world seems too much to bear, remind yourself that you didn't start this journey for nothing. You started it because you believed in the possibility of a better future. You believed that you were capable of more. But more than that, you started this journey because you wanted to grow. Success is not just about the end result. It's about who you become along the way. Every challenge you face, every difficulty you overcome, is shaping you into someone stronger, more resilient, and more capable than you were yesterday. And in the toughest moments, it's important to remember that growth comes from the struggle. You don't grow when everything is easy. You grow when you're faced with adversity and you choose to press on. The discomfort, the struggle, and the challenge are all part of what makes you the person you need to be to succeed. Let me share a story with you. It's about a man named Roger Bannister, the first person in history to run a mile in under 4 minutes. At the time, running a sub-4-minute mile was considered impossible. Experts said it couldn't be done. People tried and failed, and many gave up. But Bannister didn't. He kept pushing. He trained relentlessly, knowing that each day of hard work was bringing him closer to his goal. And then, on May 6, 1954, he did it. He ran the mile in 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. He broke the impossible. But what's even more interesting is that after he did it, others quickly followed. Within weeks, other runners were breaking the 4-minute barrier too. Why? Because Bannister's breakthrough proved that it was possible. You see, the moment you push through and reach that breakthrough, you give others permission to do the same. Your perseverance can inspire others to keep going when they feel like giving up. You never know who's watching you. You never know whose life you're changing by simply refusing to quit. Finally, give yourself grace. When you feel like quitting, it's easy to become overly critical of yourself. But remember, you're doing the best you can. You're human. You're going to have days where you feel like you're failing, but that doesn't mean you are. It means you're trying. And that's all that matters. So, when you feel like quitting, take a breath. Reconnect with your purpose. Break the task down into smaller steps. Lean on your support system. Remind yourself of your growth. And above all, keep moving forward. The hardest part is often just getting past the feeling of wanting to quit. Once you push through, you'll see that victory was just beyond the horizon. Keep going. You're closer than you think. Victory is near. Never give up. Let me tell you something. Victory is often closer than you think. You've been grinding, working hard, and sometimes it feels like you're not getting anywhere. You've faced setbacks. You've had those moments where you wondered if it was all worth it. But I can promise you, it's often in the final stretch, when you feel like quitting, that you're closer to your breakthrough than ever before. You see, I've been there myself. There were times when I felt like I had given everything I had, and still, it seemed like success was just out of reach. I remember nights when the weight of the struggle felt too heavy, when doubts would creep in and tell me to give up. But every time I felt like giving up, I would remind myself of something. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. I want you to think about that for a moment. The only way you can fail in this journey is to quit. As long as you keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps, you're still in the game. You're still on the path to success. The moment you quit is the moment you lose. And I know you're not a quitter. I know you have something inside of you that refuses to give up. There were days when I was just down to my last bit of energy. I remember thinking, I've given everything. I don't know how much more I can take. But here's what I realized in those moments. The journey is not about avoiding the hard times. It's about pushing through them, learning from them, and becoming stronger because of them. I remember when I first started on this journey of personal development. It was tough. I was trying to juggle a full-time job, family commitments, and the desire to build something bigger. It was easy to get discouraged. I could see others around me moving ahead, seemingly with fewer struggles, and I wondered if I'd ever get there. But I kept going, and looking back, I realize now that every step I took, even the small ones, were inching me closer to my goal. Sometimes the hardest part of the journey is when you feel like you're doing everything right, but you're not seeing the results you expect. It's frustrating, isn't it? You put in the time, you work hard, you stay disciplined, but the results are slow to come. It's easy to start thinking, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. But let me tell you, every bit of effort you put in is making a difference, even if you can't see it right now. Think of it like building a foundation. You don't see the foundation in the final product, but it's what supports everything else. It's the hard work in the beginning, the sacrifices you make, that will allow your success to stand strong when it finally appears. In those moments when you feel like giving up, remind yourself of this. Success is built on persistence. There were countless moments when I could have quit, but something inside me told me to keep going, to trust the process. And now, I can look back and see that each step, no matter how small, was pushing me toward the success I enjoy today. Victory is closer than you think. You may be standing right on the edge of your breakthrough and you don't even realize it. But if you quit now, you'll never know just how close you were. So, don't stop. When the pressure feels like it's too much, when your energy feels drained, when you wonder if all of this effort is worth it, remember this: you are closer than you think. The obstacles you face are not the end of your journey, they are stepping stones. Every challenge, every failure, every setback is just one more step in the process of success. You may not see it yet, but your breakthrough is coming. It's closer than you think. Keep going, keep pushing. Victory is near. And when you look back on this moment, when you've crossed the finish line, you'll realize that every struggle, every doubt, and every moment of frustration was worth it. Don't give up now. Your victory is just around the corner. Keep moving forward. Never give up. As we wrap up, I want you to take a moment and really let this sink in. The road to success is not easy, but it is worth every step. You're going to face challenges. You're going to feel like giving up, and that's okay. It's part of the process. But here's the truth. You are capable of more than you realize. Success isn't reserved for a select few. It's there for anyone who refuses to quit. Anyone who keeps going, even when it feels like victory is far away. The key is persistence. The key is not allowing the temporary struggles to dictate your future. The key is knowing that the only way you lose is when you stop trying. So as you move forward in your life, remember, victory is near. Don't let the hard times make you think otherwise. Push through, keep fighting, and when you feel like giving up, take one more step. Because the moment you keep going is the moment you're closer to the success you've been dreaming of. I believe in you. Now go out there and prove to the world just how strong you truly are. Keep going and never give up. Victory is waiting.